Hi Yogis, welcome to Sunset with Scott. So nice to have a nice evening out in this September in Georgia. So, welcome to the garden. Welcome. Welcome. We're going to have so much fun today. So we're just going to come up to our mat and we're going to tune in. And I must give a shout out because I was actually debating if I was still going to keep making the videos. I have the pelvic and all of that health is my passion. I know that, there's 175 million women with issues, and I'm like, okay, where's everybody? So I'm gonna stick out my passion. You just hope for a couple of people. So I met this woman today. Her name is Vernita Moore, an amazing woman, and I hope she is to become my student. And well, I just meet her today when I was at the Yoga Life with Dr. Patera, and I told him, we only aim to help one person, right? And meanwhile, let's just come in this circle rotations. The one person. That's all, right? We all aim if we can just get that one person. Of course, you get many more, but we strive for one, right? And you're gonna get that one person. That's all that matters. That one person's out. It gives me that strive to find that one person to really understands my passion of my yoga practice. And then we're gonna do some forward and backwards. So it's still a little bit hot. I think got some clouds coming this way, so cool off in a little while. Just bring the air over the tongue on the forward and exhalation when you have the crunch. And that will cool us off a little. Plus, I encourage all of you that do come to the YouTube channel to see how I have my garden set up. I have the metal art and the garden jewelry. And what I love about my garden jewelry is, and actually there are studios named after these. The Dragonfly in Pennsylvania. There's Hummingbird in Linwood, New Jersey. This one's in the Dragonflies in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. The Bumblebee in Havre de Grace, Maryland. So there's a butterfly. Maybe I should call my studio the Blue Butterfly, because the blue butterfly is magical. Especially if you ever saw the movie The Blue Butterfly. So something to think about, right? And the bee and our pinwheel. So this is how I like to our chakra and our flag, to have all of this fun here of enjoyment of our hour and a half of me time, right? To come to the garden and de-stress, right? We see kind of down here in Georgia, don't really see a lot of flowers a lot of places, so, and this park here is very green. So if I can dress up my class a little bit with the metal art and stuff. It's nice, right? So we're gonna have some more fun. I want to read my Bumblebee in the Faith, and I want to start off today reading the poem of the Bumblebee. So I don't have no music today, but this is by A.S. Waltrip. According to the laws of aerodynamics, the bumblebee cannot fly. Its body is too heavy for its wings, and that's the simple reason why. But the bumblebee doesn't know this fact, and so the bumblebee flies anyway for all to see. Remember this when you're losing faith or hope. God's proof that the impossible can be. And I have the faith. And we're having so much faith. Faith of why did I show up? Yes. That students will come, and I will touch the heart of and the betterment of yous. Believe this day, believe this place. Grab a fragrance that you like, and we're going to do our flower rotations. And this, I don't have the sun right now. The sun was out until I came. But if you're at home, you have a candle, you can do the light. You can put your yoga music on that you enjoy. And the fragrance. These are all ways to help you. We're going to just come into our flower. I love the fragrance. It really helps you to really just tune into the now. And that's what yoga is. The now. Think of nothing, just doing. Just peace. Hope, faith, love. So just from your flower, you have your fingertips together and curl them, then come out. And that also, there's a lot of internal things going on in yoga. And today, since there are no music, I can tap into some of the things that are going on. I'm not much into a whole lot of anatomy things. But I am into lymphatics and the whole endocrine. So the movements that we do in yoga is totally internal. And what's happening is total amazement. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. Alignment, just you can widen out the knee wherever it falls. Your hands. If I'm on this rocky pattern, you can always double up your mat. So, see, that's shown in yoga classes a lot. So, remember, as a teacher, I help you to have your own practice. I help you to understand the tangleness in our body that we're going to be creating. So we're just going to come forward and back a bit. And yoga is a therapy. Not saying that I'm a registered therapist, Just brush the body with the elbow, but it's of a therapy. And a lot of very therapeutic things going on with the mind and body. Now we're just going to thread the needle here. I have to look away from you. We're going to do 5 breaths in our thread the needle. And this gets a good shoulder exercise, especially for those that have been sitting at the desk or hunched over. You can also put your head on a book or a block if you feel that it's too much. Remember, yoga is no pain. All welcome. We have modification. So you can even come onto the elbow if it's coming down. It's too much for you. You can put a bolster under there. So I want to show you all these things today. See, that's why it's so awesome too. Got the bolster like that. You can put your shoulder on there. So there's nothing written in stone. It's just movements that we do. Okay. So now we're going to I'm going to do the left side. Always to help you find alignment. Just brush the body. The elbows up, and now you raise the forearm. And now we're just going to thread the needle here. And the arm can be anywhere you want to be. Some people like to lift the arm up, or you can, but I just like to keep the arm here. Okay. And now while we're here, let's come and we'll do our pelvic rotations here. Then we'll rotate one way and then another way. And I gotta take I keep forgetting this stuff hits the microphone. So and then we'll rotate the other way. Okay? And now we're gonna come from we're gonna grow our puppy to our dog and come into our puppy. So your knees are just comfortably down. The hand just usually come one fingerprint closer to you. One full handprint. Go wait for alignment, tuck the toes, and just come into our dog. And then we'll just walk our feet here. Inhalation up, exhalation, heel down. Now, lift up the right, step up the right, step up with the left. And we're going to touch the shoulder. We're going to come into our spirit of ecstasy. And then we're just going to sweep the arms forward and come into a slight back bend as we move along. See how far you do bend back, but nothing forced. Just you'll notice that, wow, I loosened up that much. So let's do our flower rotations. And now we're going to pinwheel our arms. And what a great way to pinwheel the arms is have my pinwheel. And then we're going to pinwheel back. And now we're going to connect the mind and the body by bringing the left hand forward and the right hand back for 5. See some fall colors out here today. And now we're going to bring the right forward and the left back. And now pinwheel the arm forward, pinwheel back. The left arm comes up. We're going to step back with the left. your shoulders are vertical to the mat, and we just touch the fingertips to the shoulders and just reach up. This is our warrior stance. I have the heel down, just a preference. People have a hard time getting the heel down. If you can stay up here, this is our Ananjeti stance, and Ananjeti is also a warrior. And we're all warriors. And coming soon is hope to bring you the videos on the Warrior Project, which is total empowerment. And we do a lot of the empowerment now. So we are one, just from the shoulder, just reach up. And remember, the right knee doesn't go, we're facing over the right knee. The right knee doesn't go over the toes. And this leg we have, it's called buoyancy, okay? So we don't lock out. And those of you that are the overextenders, just be conscious that you have the buoyancy, and also you can't get fold over. Next to you up here, I'm on a ledge, so it's really awesome in my practice of where I'm at, because I'm very confident being up on here. So bring the hands to the mat and step back with the right, and we're gonna come into our dog. Inhalation forward. Now we're gonna drop the knees. This is our Zen asana. It's also a preference if you feel you want to come into the Chaturanga. That's fine. This is our classical. We're building up to come into our Chaturanga, but drop the forearms and lead with your chin to the top of the mat. If you can tilt back a bit your booty, and just your chin glides along the mat here. And this is our first Bhujangasana, so let's stay here for a little bit here. My sister said I breathe sometimes too much, but I like to show you the breath. It's called the Ujjayi breath, and it's really talked about too much with yous. That the Ujjayi breath is through the nose and out the nose, which I do, but it's not important. It comes in time, but I kind of like bring that sound to you because I want you to maybe if you are looking for that breath, that I can help you sync it, and that's the one reason why I do that. So I want you to know, because breaths are elongations and the exhalations are deepening into the asana. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We're doing asanas. We are breathing our asanas, and we're going to put our hands just to the shoulder bit. So we're going to inhalation up the torso up. And we're coming to our puppy here, tuck the toes. Remember the one full handprint towards you. And coming to our dog here. Raise up the left leg, step up with the left, step up with the right. Touch the shoulders, come into our spirit of ecstasy. Now I kind of like to flap the wings here for a little bit before I come into a back bend. And that's what the practice is all about. To where's your practice takes you. Then we'll do some flower rotations. It's another very hot day. Actually, the clouds coming over feels pretty good, actually. So I gotta be very, very careful up here, because it could rain on any second here. When the clouds come in, it's like, uh-oh. Pinwheel the arms forward. And now step back with the right, and we're going to add on here. We're going to add our Chaturanga on here. If you feel you want to do that, come into our warrior stance. Bring the hands. I want to call it the warrior stance. So you don't have to be one or with the heel up. Okay, so with the stance is your preference, with the heel up or down. It's a warrior. We are warriors. Bring the hand to the mat. Step back with the left. Inhalation forward. Now you know your modification. Drop the knees, and there's much of a difference between this and the Zen asana. No, teeny bit challenging. That's all. But the results are the same. So don't feel that you have to follow along. It's your practice, so it's your touch the shoulders, come to our spirit of ecstasy. Come to our back bend here. These are, and you add them in, and I like the Zanasana. If you go to, like, going back to what the cooling breath, like if you go to a hot yoga class, you incorporate the cooling breath. You go to an Ashtanga style yoga, because these might be the only yoga classes available in the area that you're in. And don't be, and the challenge is a lot of the sun salutations after a lot of the movements that they do. You don't have to come and do the Chaturangas. You can just come down to the knees and flow that way. So, you know, it's your practice. And you say, no, I'm comfortable going. It's actually the classical Serger NAMASTE. That the left hand comes up against the step back with the left. You know, that's what yoga is about. It's your practice. I'm just a guide to help you find enjoyment, because it's a practice that you do want to do, you know, at least 6 days a week. So step back with the right. And if you want to be a teacher, and inhale, you can drop the knees, and we come into our Chaturanga. Oh. Step up with the left, step up with the right, and we'll come into our spirit of ecstasy. It looks like the ornament of a Rolls Royce somewhere on our mat, right? Where are we going? Now we just come down. Let's just come into the spirit of ecstasy, just to experience and flap the wings. Since it's almost like an Utkatasana, but we got the wings. A little bit more elegant. Yes? Especially when this is your space and you want to make it in your time, so you want to be as you want to feel really awesome, and that really makes me feel really awesome when I do a lot of the things. And yoga is, some classes are very expensive, so you also want to incorporate movements that you hope that are in classes that you pay for. Touch the shoulders, come into our warrior. Your warrior. Bring the hands to the mat, and I always like to add the elegant, leave the shoulders with the elbows going, because we do a lot of wrist actions, and this helps us get a lot of the wrists. Just step back with the left, and we're going to do a wrist exercise today that we don't usually do much, and that's what I love about my practice is raise the right leg up, step up the right, step up the left, come into our spirit of ecstasy for a few breaths, come into our back bend, come into our flower rotations. And we're going to come into rolling the shoulders up and back, and this is our mountain. Right now I am on top of a mountain. And when you're in this mountain, there's a tinglingness going on in our body, so just tune into the tinglingness. Yes, to this day, yes, to this life. And now I'm going to bring the palm. I'm going to bring the full palm straight. The hands tilted down. I'm going to bring my left hand and just give a slight little. Going to do a little wrist exercise. Those use that even have corporal tunnel a bit. We'll do 5 breaths down. And now we're going to put the fingers, the hand up, and just pull towards you a teeny bit, not enforced. And then we'll wiggle that out. And then we're going to do the other side. No, this is very good for those that do have carpal tunnel. Oh, I wanted to show you the breath. The breath is of the pelvic. So inhalation, and you can bring awareness to that in our practice of and that will help you when you do your asanas to really flip the fingers up now. When you really enjoy your practice, you can tune into that too. But none force, just let the air take you there. And this is when you're, especially when we're holding our asanas for a while. The bandhas. Wow. Really talk much about bandhas in my class. They come in time, but some workshops so I'll get into the bandhas. So we're now just gonna stand in mountain. Oh, actually, just come into our hulas. Let's do some hulas. If I can explain the bandhas, well, I just mentioned them here. I will. There's the Julia and Arda, the Jalia and Harda. That's how you even pronounce them. They're of locks. So that'd be like this area here, and then you'll hear the Uddiyana Bandha from the neck here. Okay, and then we have our Mula Bandha, and these are down and they're of the pelvic area, which is also good, but I don't really get into it so much. But that is the Mula Bandha, when you just lock in the air. And those of you that having a Stellingen style practice and hold the asanas for some time, you can. They talk a lot about the bandhas, but I just wanted to mention that to you. Some things to talk about since there's no music, and sometimes that's a good thing to talk about things that you normally don't talk about. And that also comes with a deep practice. And a lot of times, this is yoga fine. I don't really get into the locks. There's a whole lot going on with the Durga breath. And the Durga breath is we're all into the whole pelvic area health. You breathing in the stomach, and then your chest. And you can even pump the stomach a few times. And you have a full chest to stomach breath. And that is, we'll just stand here and work on doing a couple of those Durga breaths, okay? And I'll face side to side, and you can get more of an understanding of. And now, you can also put your stomach there, so you can feel it. And that type of breathing is very, very good for you. So it's pinwheel the arms. One amazing thing about yoga is for the pelvic health is it is documented. Especially men, is if men do live long enough, they end up having prostate problems, and yoga is will ward off problems. That's documented. So you can imagine with all the latest science and all that we talk about with coming to our warriors, bring the hands to the mat, that we talk about with the pelvic area. It's not much difference. I just hope that those of you that have issues, that a yoga practice will help ease your pain and hopefully dissipate it. Or high-low. Come into our puppy to our dog. Step up to the right. Step up to the left. Come into our spirit of ecstasy. Our back bend. So that's what the yoga is totally a science. My passion. Do some flower rotations. And I can see yoga really taking off. Just on the health and the therapies of yoga. Step back with the left. Your warrior. Hands to the mat. Step back with the right. Inhalation. You can drop the knees or come down Chaturanga. Inhale up. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step up to the left. Step up to the right. Come into our spirit of ecstasy. Our back bend. Our flower rotation. In Dr. Batara's Yoga Life Studio, don't really get too much of the breath though. Your practice will take you there, and that's what I do with my students. And your breath will take you where you want to go. Let's come into some pelvic rotations here. And that's what yoga is. It's all about persistence and perseverance. We get that from my yoga teacher, Heidi Farber. She owns the Hummingbird Yoga Studio. Pinwheel arms forward. We're going to head on here to our warrior. The right arm comes up, step back with the right. Come to our warrior or your Ananjali. Your practice. Now, we're going to come into our warrior 2, and I like to, from just up near the shoulder, but the palm hanging out on the right arm. The left arm, the palm touches, and then we just open up. Remember to have the buoyancy, and remember, we aren't posing, we're breathing. So, let's experience this warrior 2 for 10 breaths. And you see it in class, it's time to go like this. So just play. And I always like to, you see I always flip the hand up, because when you flip the hand, it gives you that little shoulder. It brings the shoulder back. And there's no way, because you're at home, no teacher there, and you'd be like, oh yeah, I put this video on and I was doing all this stuff and it was so awesome. Yes, because that's what it is. This is, when I pay money to go to a yoga studio, this is what I'm doing too. It's my practice. I'm doing asanas. I'm breathing for elongations, and I'm exhalation. It's my asana. My physique. That's what I say. Asana doesn't mean to look like a pose. It means of your physical body. Okay? Now, we're going to have so much fun today. Bring that left foot vertical to the mat. We're going to touch the shoulders, and we're going to open up into our wide stance Trikonasana. And now we're going to add a goddess here by just flipping the hand out and bring it underneath. And I'll know, see, let's do it again. Just arms out, come under and up. And when you come up, bring the heels in and come up. And then bring the thumb to the shoulder and exhale. Just exhale. Exhale. Life stresses. Breathe this day. free this day, this time, this place. And then we're going to come into a forward fold by bringing the hand to the upper thighs here, and just going to exhalation down along the leg. And then we're going to come into side to side here. Little leg bends here. Okay. And then while we're here, keep the feet are wide. Let's do how wide of a hula we can do. Because this is very, very good for you. Okay. And now we're going to open up our arms again. They're going to put the front leg to our warrior. Going back into our warrior 2. And then we're going to come down the left leg. The left hand leads, the right will follow. Bring the back of the palm near the ankle area. You can have your fingertips back to the ankle, it's fine. I take my right hand and we brush the body. Elbow up. Some way to find alignment when you don't have anybody looking out after you. So we have this is our forward tree, our bending triangle. So the buoyancy, and we're got this front legs elongated, but with buoyancy. So the wind comes out, we can't get blown off this ledge. So just imagine yourself, if someone was to come and push you, would you fall right over, or would you be able to stand a little bit of pressure? And then when you can stand a little bit of pressure, you know you have it right. Come into our warrior 1. Let's open up into our warrior 2. And now we're going to come into the warrior, the elegance, by dropping the right hand down, the left arm up. And I always like to tell everybody the wider out the elbow is, the more elegant you look. Hop up to our warrior 2. Now very gently and elegantly, we're going to flap the left elbow on top of the left knee, and we're going to pinwheel the right arm. Try not to put so much weight. This is our Utthita Padmasana. And pinwheel the other way. And wherever you touch the shoulder and reach up forward a bit, wherever you feel comfortable, for 5 breaths here. Open up, come into our warrior, the elegant. Hop up into our warrior 2. And now we're going to come into lift the heel for our unengeti. We're going to do a fly over here, we already did a lot of the spirit of ecstasy, so let's do our fly over here. Wherever you are, fly over my magical garden. So just try and keep the hip down a little bit. You don't want to be the knee out. Just try and keep the knee down a bit so your hips are vertical to the mat. And flap your wings. A fairy in the garden. Welcome, my yogis. Sunset with Scott. Drop the right leg down. Come into our warrior stance. So even if our warrior stance, or even if you feel your stance, wherever you feel comfortable, remember the buoyancy, and then come into our warrior, the elegant. And then while we're here, we'll come back into our I'll call this one our the Trikonasana stance here. But we're not going to come down into we're going to come into the hands behind. We'll clasp in a mudra, lift up the elbows, and then exhalation over the left leg. And you just want to have the buoyancy, but you're at the same time the left leg staying straight. Bring the hands to the mat. Bring the right heel to the booty, and we're just going to lift that up. Come into a fold. Drop that down. Come into our warrior 1. Come to our warrior 2. Come back to warrior 1. And we are going to bring the hands to the mat. Step back with the left. Your preference to drop the knees. Or we're doing our high and low. Step up with the right leg. And now I'll face you on the right side. But put the right leg forward. Okay? Our warrior. Bring that right foot so we're now vertical to the mat. And we're just going to come into, like to do our forward fold here with the hands on the thighs. And your legs are as wide as you like. If you want it wide, you can always squiddle out. Squiddles are the movements out. And we can actually come into some more. Bend in the knees a bit. And you can also squiddle to see how wide you can come. Like just bring the hands to the mat. And then we'll come up a little bit. Squiddle in. And we're going to come into our wide stance Trikonasana. So I drop the hands behind a bit, and then we're going to bring them up, and then we bring them up, the heels come in. Okay? Up. Finger, thumbs touch the shoulders, come out to our goddess. Exhalation, deepening down. And this is also, if you want to experience some of the breath, there's a lot of the Mula Bandha going on here. It's just lock in here, which is okay. And then we're just going to extend, turn the right leg forward, come to our 1 or your Anajeti. Gonna bring the left palm face you, shoulder height, elbow back. The right hand touches the palm, elbows up and open to our warrior 2. Virabhadrasana. We are warrior, warrior. There's evil amongst us. We stand for peace and love, but we must be strong to conquer the evil that does come, that might. We do movements and prayer and yoga to, there's this, we're going to get into that very shortly. So there's the raw that surrounds us, and the practice, the magnetic stuff is we build to keep the negativeness out. And coming to our warrior, the elegant. Open back up into our warrior two. And now we're going to squiddle the left foot in and come down the right to our Trikonasana here. Ten breaths here. Great. Now squirt out a little bit, come into our warrior, the elegant. Open up to our warrior two. These are transitional warriors. You can do 3 breaths here. Come warrior one. And now bring the right elbow on top of the right knee, and we're going to pinwheel the left arm to the left. 4 times one way and 4 times the other. And then we're going to touch the shoulder and reach. 4 breaths here. Come back into our warrior, the elegant. Warrior two. Warrior one. And bring up, raise that heel in our Ananjali. We're going to do our fly over here. Bring that left heel to the booty and reach out. And don't forget to flap your arms, because we are. And you have buoyancy on the knees. So you can have buoyancy, see the inhalation, exhalation. But I'm not extending up, I'm just having a buoyancy in here. So we are breathing. Have fun. No right, no wrong. You showed up. And that makes everything just lovely. Yes. Just lovely. Now, we're going to come back into our warrior one. And now we're going to come and squiddle the left foot a teeny bit in, and we're going to do our Padmasana here. Lift up the elbows, and come into Mudra here, Mudra arms, and reach up. Forearms up. Elbows extended up as high, nothing forced. 5 breaths here. Come back into our warrior, the elegant. Up to warrior two. Warrior one. Now bring the hands to the mat. Bring the left heel to the booty and reach that up. Come back into our warrior, the elegant. Up to our warrior two. Warrior one. Hands to the mat. Come into our high and low. And now we're going to come into our Utkatasana. And my favorite, the other one where we connect the mind and the body. We just cross over and you just massage your ear, the earlobe. Just make sure I like to call the warrior knees, so we don't extend the heels over the toes. Okay. And now, coming to some pelvic rotations. Wow, it's time to get ready to go. I'm having too much fun talking to you. We did quite a few bounds, so let's just bring it down now. Just the reason why I enjoy doing yoga is we did we did 2 balances kind of already, so we don't need to do any more balance right now. We are going to come into, this is our Padmasana. We're going now, do our favorite, come in, the seated asanas are a lot going on here, so this is also why I enjoy my practice. You don't always have to stand up. There's a lot of internal things going on when we're seated, so that's why I try and mix up, quite a bit of a long vinyasa sequence in our seated asanas. Bring the right elbow to the belly and drop it, and then we're going to put this, and we're going to do, I love this little Padmasana sequence that I do here, because this helps with bunions. So I'll put the left arm in, and you drop the hip down, and this gets synovial fluids all in there, and that's the moisture and a lot of the stagnicity in the lymph nodes going out. So a whole lot going on. To deepen that, just bring to the inside, just outside the right, and we just hug here. But a little bit challenging, especially a lot of men are different sizes, having a hard time. Just grab a towel. I think it can help a strap. Not so much into props in my class, so but if you know how to use props and you feel comfortable with them, yeah, please, it's your practice. Bring what you like. Now just drop the right arm down, and I was telling you about this is compass, and a lot of the bringing into the good energies in through our feet. Okay, and drop that down. This gives us a little vinyasa. A vinyasa doesn't always have to be of one breath. A vinyasa is we have a movement, and it can be as many breaths as you like. But it flows from the one asana to the next, and in sequences. Bring this left elbow, drop it, and bring the right. Now we're going to put in our index, center, ring, pinky. And now we're going to rotate the hip out. And now we're going to come into our compass. The right hand's on the outside of the left, and then we just drop down compass. And now we're gonna come into our Janu Shirsasana. It's a very important asana. We're just gonna be setting up. So that was a nice little seated sequence in Padmasana. Now we're going to come into our forward fold in our Janu. So another little vinyasa that I so much enjoy, because the Janu Shirsasana is another very important in this forward fold. We're going to touch the shoulders, raise up, exhalation. The knee can have a gap here, and then also, like I was telling you, with the inhalation elongations and exhalation deepening, that gap could actually come closer to the mat. So nothing forced, it's all your breath. We're going to do 10 breaths today in our forward fold to experience and then we're going to inhalation up the left knee, and then drop it to the left. And it's our Janu Shirsasana. Another very important asana here. We're going now, touch shoulders, and we're going to do another forward fold. Concentrate on that shin rolling with the breath, and we do 10 breaths here. And now my favorite, our Yogi Toe Lock here. Open up to the right of the mat. The right arm comes to the inside, so it's the left of the knee. And then touch the shoulder with the fingers, and we reach over and reach the toes. This is the one asana to me that you will really, really, really experience the breath elongations and exhalation deepening. And this is a standard in my class, actually. Standard means we're going to do this like every time. And it's very, 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 very elegant. Yes. And then we're going to lift up the right knee for our Marichi Asana. I'm going to look to you to get a little twist over to here. A Pavarita. Because it's opposite of the way that you usually go. We are now going to cross over. The preference is totally you. But I'm going to be looking away from you. I'm going to be raising the left arm and just drop it to the side behind you a bit. Nothing forced. Touch the shoulder with the right arm. And then just bring that. You can hug the knee. It's fine. If you have it in you, you can bring the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. And then look over your shoulder. You want to have buoyancy in that elbow and the left arm. And now we're going to extend this leg, and we're going to come and drop our hands, and we're going to do a Dandasana. Dandasana is just a tuning in, a preparatory, but a little bit going on here. The foot are flexed as we add on from the Dandasana. So I call it a preparatory asana. Bring the hands to the fingertips to the top of the mat, and we're going to press into a Parsvantasana for 5. Come back into our Dandasana and roll out the wrists, bring them up. And now we're going to exhalation over the right leg, over both legs here. So we're forward fold. Now we are going to hug in the right knee and drop that. And we must get ready because it's getting a little bit dark here. Switch with the clouds, come up here. Concentrate on the right shin rolling forward, and then just come over the left knee. And now we're going to open up to the left and come into our Pavarita Janu Shirsas. Okay? Okay? And now hugging the right knee. And we're going to sit up for our Marichi Asana. Look to the left. A few breaths here. And now we're going to touch the shoulders. And then bring the left arm. You can cross the right leg over. Hug it. And your preference. Your practice. And then we're going to come out of here, come back into our Dandasana. And then we're going to come into our fingertips to the back, and one more Parsvantasana. And then just come down very elegantly your booty. We're going to hug in the knees here, and we're just going to roll down, and we're just going to get ready for our Shavasana, the close of our closing vinyasa. With all these little freaking awesome movements that we do, huh? And then we're going to roll forward here, and you can have your knees hug them wide is good. You can Yogi Toe Lock the toes and just come up here. Come back down, and we're going to come into our happy baby here. Roll out the wrists, roll out the feet here. And we're adding on here. We're going to come into our shoulder stand here. Very, very important asana in yoga. Drop the feet behind, come into a halasana. If you have it in you, you can reach for the toes. And then we're going to Yogi Toe Lock here. If you have it in you, we're just going to roll forward, come down, forward, and see if you can come into a wide stance. But keep the knees, see, we're not forcing anything, just trying to balance here. Very good for a pelvic area. Stretch here. And now we're going to just drop the feet together. We're going to do a bumblebee here in our bumblebee. Or a dragonfly. Butterfly. Hummingbird. Fly. 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 With the bumblebees and hummingbirds and dragonflies. Fly, fly, fly. With the butterflies. Come back down. And we're just going to come back into our happy baby again. Come back up into our shoulder stand. Drop back for halasana. And again, we're gonna, if you can hold the toes, you're welcome to hold the leg wherever you feel comfortable, into the knee, and wherever you feel comfortable. And you can add your boat by letting go, or you can just hold on. And then we're going to come down. We're going to put our booty on our hands and come into our fish. And just come into our final relaxation. Today we're going to do our tension and release. We're going to do the hand, the chakra wheel rotation. So your right to the left rotation, and the left is up to the right and circle. Okay? So just concentrate on this circles for a bit. This is the energies that we did in our body are moving. And then I like to show you your meridians. So bring the fingertips to the back of the hands, and we just brush the body here and widen the arms out. Tension and release. We're going to do the right leg from the upper thigh to the knee, the shin, the calves. We have this whole elongation of the Durga breath, because there's opportunity to add the Durga breath from the belly to the whole chest. Big breath. And we lift up that whole leg, little tension, just the whole right leg, and release. With an exhalation, you drop in and relax the whole right leg. And now we're going to do the whole pelvic area with the Durga breath. Go get the Durga breath in. Release. So we're coming down the left leg from the toe, the foot, the ankle, the shin, the knee, the glutes. Durga breath. Exhalation is a relaxation. And now we're going to come down. We're going to do both arms today. From the fingers, the hand, the forearms, the triceps. Big Durga breath. And release. Also a good time to mention some of the bandhas next time. I'll work on that. And then we'll tension up the face. One good last Serger breath. And release. But actually, let's have some more fun here. Since we did both arms, let's put the hands clasped and extend overhead. We'll extend overhead and the feet. And we're going to do one. Gives us an opportunity to add a Durga breath. Release. And now we're going to do our pose of infinity. Roll over to the left. Yogi Toe Lock here. And then we're going to roll over to the right. Come in to our Padmasana. We do our 3 ums. The passion in yoga is to is to there's the lymph nodes, the stagnicities in the blood there. So even if the is to the vibrations disperse the stagnicities of bloods and the lymphatics. Okay. Big Durga breath here. And then mine. We're gonna get the Durga breath going, and we're gonna, this time when we exhale, we're gonna go fun. Okay. Okay. Fun. So you don't have to just well, you can go fun. So as long as it's the same. And now we are going to Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and fly with the dragonflies and the bumblebees and the butterflies and the hummingbirds. May the words and actions of my teaching contribute to the health and well-being of you. Namaste, my yogis. Gives me great pleasure to speak this class. So long. That was